Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Anas Mashabi, leader of Team Green, and me and my teammates Imran and Abdullah. We will talk about cost estimation and resource management. So, going to the agenda, first we will talk about cost estimation and estimating the cost for our project, and then determining the budget for the project, and then talking about the plan resource management. Then we will show the RASI matrix, and finally the three domain assessment for the PMP exam. So let's start with the estimating cost. In estimating cost, we have three main input uh, to estimate the cost for any project. The first one is the project management plan, and it is inputs uh, for all processes, which and it is the master plan. The second one is project documents, and the third one is the organization input, the if and OPA. And combining these three inputs and using the tool and techniques, we will have finally the cost or the estimated cost for the project, and this will go to the project documents. So what are the tool techniques to use to estimate the cost? There are several tools and techniques. First one, uh, expert judgment, and this means you need to ask an expert to estimate how much your project will cost. The second one is analogous estimating, and we mean by that is you will search for similar projects to yours and see how much this project cost, and then apply this cost estimation to your project to estimate what your project will cost at the end. So this is analogous estimating. Third is the parametric estimation, and this means you will use mathematical equations to estimate the cost. For example, how many students you have in your project. For example, in our project, how many students uh, in our project, and how many days, and you will use some mathematical equations to estimate how much your project will cost. And the third one is bottom up estimating, and this means you will go to each activity. We take the whole project and divide it into mini tasks, and these tasks divided into packages, and each package have a activities to do it. So you will go through the activities for your project and estimate the cost for each activity, and then sum all the costs for all the activities, and this is the project budget, or the cost for your project. So this goes from bottom to up, or bottom to up. The 3-point estimating, you will use or find the optimistic equation, using the optimistic equation and pessimistic equation and most likely equation. Use these three equations to find the cost for your project. These are the four main ways or tool or techniques to estimate the cost for your project. Also, data analysis. You analyze the data that you have, the cost of quality, using the project management information system you have, and decision making at the end. So let's go to cost of quality, and cost of quality actually divided into two sections: conformance section and non-conformance section, and each one divided into two sections, also subsections. Conformance is divided into appraisal cost and prevention cost. The non-conformance is internal failure cost and external failure cost. And what do we mean by cost of quality? Uh, Actually, cost of quality means how much you will pay if you apply the quality in your project, and how much you will pay if you did not apply the quality for your project. So the conformance is when you apply the quality for the activity you have or the project you have. For example, if you have a tool or machine that requires a high skill to work on it, so you need to train your employees to use this machine. So this goes to the conformance section. Also, if you have a periodic maintenance for your machines or your tools, this goes to the conformance section. If you have in the appraisal cost, testing, for example, if in crashing cars, to test the safety in the car, you need to do a crashing test to see how much the car is safety. So, and this one, of course, costly, and this goes to the conformance part. And in the other side, if you did not apply the quality in your projects, you will pay for that. You will have rework and scraps while you do the project, and maintenance by the end of the project. So this is what do you mean by quality, cost of quality. And now we will try to estimate estimate the cost for our project, and we will use bottom to up estimating, where we will take the activities and estimate each cost for the activity to find the final cost. So in this Excel, you will see all the activities here, and the cost needed to do the activities, and the cost of quality for each activity. And here uh, in the NC, here we mean by that there is no cost to pay to do this activity. For example, contacting with the office administration, you have no cost for that. And we will go through all the activities. First, we went through the activities that doesn't require any cost, and assign NC or no cost for it. Then we went through the other activities and assign cost or estimate cost for each activity. And for the cost of quality, all of our activities are non-conformance non-conformance cost of quality, except one, which is renting tools, because tools may need maintenance or techniques or skills to use it. So we will use this or these informations or these data, and put it in the Microsoft project here to make it easier to analyze. So first, we will add the cost column. So you go through here and click on cost, and this will assign cost column for the project. and we will go through each of these activities and assign the cost. And if we have a non-cost activity, we will leave it 0. Okay. So after assigning all the costs or the cost for each activity that require a something to pay or cost, we end up with a total cost of 6,450 riyals. So this is our final uh, or estimated cost for our project. Now let's go to determining the budget, and we mean by that first the estimated cost for our project is 6,450 riyals, and then there will be contingency reserves which is 300 riyals, and this is if you have any issues or any problems during the project, you have this emergency uh, uh, cost. So this is the final or the baseline cost, which is 6,750 riyals, and this is the performance, the cost performance baseline, and this is what we will work with this project. And for the management reserves, we assigned it to with 250 riyals, and this is estimated or estimated cost. Maybe it is higher or lower based on uh, the management. So the project budget for our project is 7,000 riyal. So this is for determining budget. Moving on with my teammate Imran.
Assalamu alaikum. In this part, I'm going to talk about plan resource management. Plan resource management is task 9.1 in the PMP in the PMP course, and it is a task in the planning phase of the project planning. In this phase, we are going to set the resources and the rules of each resource. Resource management plan means how to deal with the resources. So in this task, we are going to set the resources and give them the rules for the project. It means we are going to use methods to identify and quantify the teams and physical resources needed for the project. And we are going to specify how to acquire team physical resources for the project. The resources divided to 3 kinds. These kinds are people and equipment and the cost of the project. There is many kinds of method to specify the rules of each resource. I'm going to describe it through these slides. The input to this task is as usual because it is also a plan. So we are going to use the information from the project charter and the project management plan. Also the project document and the EVE and OPA. Tools and techniques to get this output, which is the resource management plan, eventually at the end, and the team charter and the project document updates. which is the assumptions log and risk register. This is the output, okay? And here are the tools that we are going to use to get these outputs, starting with the expert with the judgment of the experts and the data representations, such as the responsibility assignment matrix, the text-oriented formats, and we're going to use organizational theory, and finally the meetings with the people who are going to work in this project. The rules and responsibilities of each of the resources need to be defined. We mean by the rules that the function assumed by or assigned to the person in the project, which mean the mission of each of the resources, what they are going to do, or when they are going to do the task. Okay, the authority of each person or each resource in this project means the right to apply project decisions, signs approvals, or accept even the deliverables. The responsibility means assigned duties and work that a project member is expected to perform. These are the responsibilities. And finally, the competence is the skills and capacity required to complete assigned activities. Each resources will have different names, will have different tasks to do, and we will need some skills to do that task. So it should be in that resource that going to do this task. One of the most common method to set the tasks to the resources is the RASI matrix. RASI matrix is responsibility assignment matrix. That's one of the tools that we are going to use to get that output. The RASI word came from responsible or accountable or consult or inform. All these fours are rules to the resources, yes. The responsible is the one who has a relation to that task. Someone is gonna work to do this task. The accountable, the person that we are going to ask about the resource, or the person that should do that resource. The responsible person can be someone to help the accountable person to do that resource. The consult is the person that we are going to ask or have an advice from him about the resource, about the task, I mean. So he is not much responsible about the task, but he can give help to the accountable by informations, by advices, and so on. The informed person that will be basically informed about this task, whether it finished or started or need some help. Okay, this is an example of the RASI matrix. As you can see in the live column, you can see the activities, and in this row, you can see the members of the project. Here in the middle between them, you can see the role of each member in these activities. As an example for the first activity, member one is the accountable. So he is the one that going to do the activity. Member 2 is responsible, so he is like member 1, but he will give him a help. The main person responsible about the activity is the accountant. Number 2, or member 2 is just going to give him a help. And the rest of the members, as you can see for this example, are informed people. So they are only going to be informed about the starting or ending of the activity. As an example, in the second activity, you can see that number 2 is the accountable person for that activity. Number 3 is a responsible person. 4 and 5 are only consult. So they don't do anything to this activity like member 1. But we can have a help from them to finish this activity. For our project, which is a course to the high school students that are about to graduate and go to the university, the project means to give them an information about the university, the King Abdulaziz University, and the engineering faculty. And for specific, they are going to have informations about mechanical engineering specification. Okay, so these are some of the activities in our project to do. As you can see in the beginning, these 3 activities are related to have an approval from the university. Before that, these are the workers in our projects. Mainly because there is a long list of names, we minimize it to these 4 categories. So we have the organizers, the project manager, the representative from the office, and finally the presenters who are going to present the curriculum to the students. Okay. The first 3 activities are related to the approval from the university, and the second 3 activities are related to the Al-Mubarak office. So mainly the responsible in these activities are the organizers and the project manager, because all of these activities happening in the beginning of the projects before doing any other activities. The fail of these activities will mean that the project will not start. Okay, so to communicate with the administration in the King Abdulaziz University, the organizers are the accountable to do this task. They're accountable to prepare the approval format and accountable to have the dean approval. Project managers are help. Project manager will give them a help, and the office representative and the presenters will be just informed that we have the approval from university. Also the same from also the same for the approval from the Al-Mubarak office. The responsible for these tasks is the office representative. Organizers and project manager are going to help him, and the presenters only will be informed that we have the approval from the Al-Mubarak office. In these tasks, you can see that now we will have some consult from the project manager and organizers, or even the presenters, like choosing the topics for the course. The responsible about that is the organization, the organizers. The project manager will give them a help. Also the presenters will give them some advices about the topics that will be discussed in the course. After that, hiring a designer for the curriculum that will be given to the students in this course. Hiring a designer for that will be a job for the project manager. Okay, publishing, using a publishing shop to print this curriculum to the students. will be also the project manager responsibility. Okay. After that, finding a suitable hall uh, to present uh, the curriculum to the students will be the responsibility of the office. Okay. The organizers only will be a council for that. Contacting with the whole administrations also will be the representative and the project manager responsibility. Uh, After that, putting the reservation, renting tools and tables, purchasing the goods, all these are related to the project manager and the office representative. Finally, determining the type of the experiments. It is the job of the organizers. We can have some helps or some advices from the presenters, but mainly it is the organizer's job. Also determine the quantities, renting the tools related to the project manager and the office representative, starting the course, and giving the student the presentations are the job for the presenters. The organizers are only a council. The project manager and the representative are just going to help the presenters in that activity. Designing the certifications for the students are the project manager responsibility with the help of the organizers. And finally, printing the certifications for the students, also the same for the project manager and organizers. Okay. After that, we are going to talk about the 3 domains that the PMI focusing on in teaching the the managers. And my teammate Abdullah will be presented to you. Okay.
Thank you, Omran. I'm Abdullah Alghamdi. I'm going to talk about the PMB exam update. But before that, we are looking for the book that Dr. Saeed asked us about it. We look for it everywhere. We look in a bookstore. For example, Al Abaykan and Jarir and 3 or 4 more, I don't know. Also, we ask our friends, we ask the family, we ask the people we know to find this book, but we can't find it. Here, a website, as you can see, there is more than 78 million book. When you write PMB or BMI, let's see the book there. There is more than 80 slides of this books, and I look for it. If you put 2015, after 2015, there is maybe 500 books. I look for all 500 books and we can't find it. The only way we can't find the book is in the website of the same company that wrote the book. Write the book. It costs 700 riyal. This is the book, the new book. Here's the only place we can find this book in. And let's back to our presentation and start it. PMB exam update. We have the people and process and business environmental. People is emphasizing the skills and activate associated with effectively leading a project team. People is all the people you will work with in PMB, all the people you can work with or talk to or anything. The people is everywhere. And also here the process, reinforcing the technical aspect of managing a project. The process, I think there is more than many process in the PMB, and it's the most important here. And business environmental is highlighting the connection between the project and organization strategy. 3 main domains and wait for the new PMB exam. People is 42%, process is 50%, business environmental is 8%. You can see here the 50% is the most important, is the process, and then the people, then the business environmental. Maybe if you don't study business environmental, maybe you will pass the course. About half of the PMB exam will represent a productive project management approach, and the other half will represent agile or hybrid approach. The new exam is composed of there is 180 questions. The previous exam was 200, but the same number of questions will be scored. That means there's it is the same like last exam, but there is less 20 questions, and there is 230 minutes to complete the exam. This is the whole time you can finish, and one additional break for a total of 2 10-minute break for a computer-based test, and there is no scheduled break for a paper-based exam. Question will be combination of a multiple choice and multiple response and matching and hotspot and limited fall in the blank. We can see here an example for the question in the exam. Here's the example for matching the process, and here's the process group. You can, this is the some prototype for the question in the exam. The update is in the 2nd of January 2021. That's all. Thank you for listening. Abdullah Alghamdi was with you and of Green Team. Thank you all. See you next time, inshallah.